disjointed.
I've seen Feyenoord though a couple of times.
Yes, I do.
They look well out of their league, don't they? As Legland this time clears it left-footed, out of play for another Liverpool throw. Elsewhere, Napoli 1, Shakhtar 0, Monaco 1, Leipzig 4, Apoel Nicosia 0, Real Madrid 6, Borussia Dortmund 1, Tottenham 1. Gomez over the top, chases on here. Firmino looks like he's going to get there first and does, but he's crowded out by 2 Sevilla players, and the home side will eventually get it clear down the left-hand side. Nice little 1-2 between Escudero and Banega, but then Banega gives it away to Henderson. Forward to Firmino. Henderson down the right-hand side. Good sliding challenge comes in from Escudero, the captain for Sevilla, and he runs it clear. Henderson gets back at him. Does he win the ball? The fans are baying for a yellow card on the far side as well as a free kick. Referee is going to dish out a yellow card here for Jordan Henderson. I think he's probably totted up a few rash challenges, and that's why the caution's been given, Steve.
Yeah, camera angle wasn't great to be able to see the challenge. He was tracking back on the player. Well, it's not the best challenge, is it, from Henderson, to be fair.
It's a forearm in the back of the neck.
Yeah, we've seen Escudero drop to the floor a couple of times, which is why I was just a little bit suspicious, but I think that time he had every right to it. It was a poor tackle from Henderson. I think he's, to some extent, took one for the team that time and got a yellow card for his troubles as well.
He did indeed. So he's the only Liverpool player out there at the moment who's on a yellow card after Alberto Moreno was taken off. A couple of cautions, of course, for Sevilla, Mercado and Banega. Ball played forward towards Firmino. Good tackle by Lenglen again there. And gets the ball back for Sevilla down the left-hand side. We'll just see this bit of play out before I hand you over to Steve to see you through until full time. As Firmino tries to flick it into the path of Salah, goes out of play for a throw into Sevilla on halfway. We're at the midway stage of the second half, and as I say, Steve can take you through to full time.
So 1 goal required for either side from a Sevilla point of view to get themselves level, from a Liverpool point of view to try and finally put this game to bed. As far as they're concerned, 3-0 up at the break, back to 3-2 now. After the goals from Ben Yedder, and here comes Sevilla again, wide on the left-hand side. Good challenge this time from Gomez. He gets back well and manages to keep the ball in play to clear it downfield, but it's picked up again straight away by Sevilla, who will turn back in the opposite direction. Long ball over the top. There's a flag up here. There's a furious reaction from Sarabia, who obviously clearly feels he wasn't offside, but he was
about a yard off. And that's bad play, because he's looking right along the line, Steve, as well. He's just gone too soon, and he didn't need to, because there was acres of room behind James Milner, and here come Liverpool, meanwhile, on the attack. Yeah, Milner getting forward, very few players in front of him. Mane's through the centre, and that's about it, really. So he tracks back. Firmino was behind him, who tries to dribble past 2 or 3. Gets a bit of luck as the ball spins away off a challenge and finds Mane into Henderson again. Forward now by Wijnaldum onto that right-hand side for Salah. Into the penalty area, slips past 1, tries to get past the second. But the challenge comes in. Sevilla should be able to clear. Salah as well to stop the quick break, though. Gets back and makes it, well, half a challenge at least. Blocked off the situation for Liverpool. Here's Emre Can, the first chance to get his foot on the ball. And Liverpool try and calm things down and steady it down with Lovren. Upfield towards Salah. Chipped over the top by Gomez. Decent run by Can down the inside right channel. He puts the first time crossing, which Rico rather dramatically pushes away from the 6-yard box. Perhaps he should have got there quicker. They've lost possession. It's Salah inside the penalty area, and his deflected shot goes just wide of the post. But all of a sudden, Sevilla go back to their default settings of how they defended in the first half, and it almost cost them dear. Well, firstly, it was poor from the goalkeeper Rico, because he really should have dealt better with the ball in. And then for some reason, Gais has tried to dribble it away from the edge of his own area. Had it nicked off him by Firmino. I thought Salah should have hit it first time, but he's got a corner. Which is hoofed high up into the air. It drops out of the sky, flicks off for Sevilla head, still inside the Sevilla penalty area. Gais has to deal with him, just hacks the ball out of play for a throw in to Liverpool, deep inside the Sevilla half, which they won't rush to take. I'm going to say ball boy, but he's got a beard on the left-hand side. Boy, perhaps not the right choice of terminology there, but anyway, he gets the ball back, and eventually it finds its way to Emre Can. These teenagers grow fast these days. I must be getting old, that's what it is. The ball forward by Lovren, chipped over the top, down the left-hand side for Mane, who does well to win the header, but then it's rather cheaply given away by Firmino, and Vazquez could break. He's brought down, though, on halfway. Milner protests his innocence. We now have 2 balls on the field as the ball boys get a little over-eager.
And the ball eventually is played short. Another poor one though. It's rather fractious in midfield at the moment from both sides. Little passage of play that's not really settled down. Mistakes from both teams. There's a little bit of nerves get into the game. It's going to be another substitution. Luis Muriel will come on for Sevilla. Now he's on the sideline ready to roll. And it will be Nolito who will go off. Who had a very good first half, but has kind of faded from the game in the second period. So no great surprise that Muriel will come on for at least the last 18 minutes of this game.
And it shouldn't be any great surprise that that's how Nolito played, because he played exactly the same at Manchester City in fits and bursts. And I think it's the type of player that he is.
Yeah, wanting to put pressure back on Gomez perhaps, and maybe push Liverpool back, maybe make Salah not go forward as quickly as he perhaps has done at the ball. Immediately he's pushed out onto that left-hand side for Sevilla. Pushed down the line as well. Lovren's lost possession here. Sevilla inside the penalty area. They can't take advantage of it in the end. There's going to be an inadvertent free kick as the ball spins away. Nega sticks a foot out, catches Lovren, and it will be a free kick. Sorry, Muriel actually was, who's just come onto the field, makes the challenge. Lovren ends up flat on his face. The referee has one of his easier decisions of the evening. As we see one or two Liverpool supporters looking a little more pensive now, shall we say, than they were a little while ago.
Understandable, because it's been really backs against the wall for some periods of this second half. Liverpool struggled to get out their own half. And without, other than that Salah chance that we just saw deflected wide, which was really all to do with Sevilla's downfalls at the back, Liverpool have not created anything in this second half. And you would think then if they're not creating anything that they'd try and double up on players at the back, but they're not, and they're allowing Sevilla still to get in this game.
Try and get away down the left-hand side again. Ball across. The flag has gone up. It has. Yet again down the wide areas. Just disappointing to see from a Sevilla point of view that they're getting into good positions but not timing their runs at all now. Of course, on the halfway line, it's walking pace now from this Sevilla side. And finally, put a sense of urgency into the possession, but in the end, all too tight through the centre. Vasquez has the ball taken off him. And off goal Liverpool in the opposite direction. Salah's made a run down the right-hand side, but that's a shocker of pass forward, really. Overhit by about 15 yards. No chance for Salah to get there.
No, got to give him some hope of latching onto it. Maybe too early to say this. It's probably a kiss of death to Liverpool, but
don't say that.
I'm just going to say they look a little bit tired for the first time. Sevilla, I think they've put an awful lot in this second half to get themselves back in the game, and often you can maybe put too much in, and then the latter stages the legs have sort of tied up a little bit. I'm not saying that's the case, and they still will have, I'm sure, 2 or 3 chances to get another goal here. I just wonder whether that's taken a lot out of them.
Just a little pointer, by the way. Phil Foden, who was a big part of England's under-17 World Cup success, has been brought on by Manchester City to get a bit of Champions League experience as well. Back in our game, Liverpool clinging on a little here at 3-2. Sevilla, as Warren says, maybe just running out of steam a little bit as Liverpool clear again here to Wijnaldum. Upfield towards Firmino, tries a first-time ball, looking to get it into the path of Salah out wide on the right-hand side, but it's cleared away. Back come Sevilla again. Vasquez through the centre now, wanting some support out wide. Gets it from Mercado. Chips it in right-footed. Decent ball towards into the 6-yard box, but it's Lovren who rises highest. But he has to concede the corner again. Now you get the sense that Sevilla are throwing players forward, as a man we were talking about at half-time with colleagues elsewhere. Tottenham lead by 2-1. Heung-min Son has scored the goal as corner comes in for Sevilla. It's punched away by Karius, will be knocked back in by Geis, but Liverpool can break on the attack with Salah, who skips away from a challenge. He's over halfway, open space for Salah to run into. Chan's got forward as well as Mane comes in. He comes into Chan. Oh, and he tried to thread it into the path of Mane on his left-hand side rather than going for goal, and it's blocked behind for the corner.
I can't believe he didn't go for goal. I honestly cannot believe that he's not had an attempt on goal there. I mean, yes, the goalkeeper's done well to narrow the angle a little bit, but he's tried to play it across goal, thinking that he might catch them out, I think, at the back, Sevilla, but he has to go for goal, Emre Can there. It's game over if he scores in that move.
Yeah, should have taken the advantage there, as you say, but Salah will take the corner that's resulting from it towards the far post this time. It's not really cleared properly yet, still inside the Sevilla penalty area. Finally, at the second attempt, they get it away, and it will be tidied up at the back, this time by Gomez. Onto that right-hand side for Salah, gets himself into the penalty area, putting pressure on this Sevilla defence. Nowhere to go, though, at the moment. White shirts all round him, and he's blocked out of possession in the end, and Sevilla will clear downfield, but there's plenty of red shirts back. And the Spanish side unable to break away quickly, at least. They're still in possession with Mercado down the right-hand side. And he just hacks the ball downfield in the end. Nowhere near anybody apart from Karius.
Liverpool trying to get themselves back in this game. They still lead by 3-2. It's been Sevilla for long periods of the second half, though, dominating. But they do look like they're starting to tire now after all that effort to get back in it. And Liverpool have had a couple of chances recently. Sevilla guilty of giving the ball away on the edge of their own area to Firmino. He played in Mo Salah, whose shot looked to be on target. He got a deflection and went behind for a corner. And then just a couple of moments or so ago, quick break involving Salah again, skipped away from Escudero, got away down the right-hand side. Played the ball into the run of Emre Can. He should have shot from an angle. Instead, he tried to play it across goal, and Sevilla scrambled it away. It's still Sevilla 2, Liverpool 3.
It looks like there'll be another substitution for Sevilla. Correa, surprising to see him on the sideline, getting ready to come on. No sign of him actually entering the field of play just at the moment. Sevilla half possession down their right-hand side with Sarabia. To be played all the way across in the end by Sevilla from right to left. Liverpool with their defensive line set, just Firmino pushed forward now. Not really that far forward, he's still inside his own half of the field, but that's condensing the space that Sevilla have. And in the end they will, well, it's all a little bit silly and a little bit petty behind the goal. Referee is there just to put a stamp on it and stop anything else from getting out of hand, as the board does finally go up to allow Correa to come onto the field. Ben Yedder will be the one who comes off. It seems a strange choice, having scored twice already.
I think that's a bizarre substitution, I have to say. On a hat-trick, he's got 6 goals in the group already, and you need a goal to get a point out of this game, and you take off your main striker. Joaquin Carrera is his replacement. Maybe the coach knows something we don't, but I have to say I do think that's a very, very strange call there. We said about maybe committing more numbers forward, and he's taken his striker off.
Forward it comes towards Mane, who hits it first time, but he can't keep it down, and it flashes over Rico's crossbar. It was a good opportunity. Got himself on the right side of the defender, ball down his left-hand side. Defender on his right, took it first time, left-footed. He wasn't that far away, maybe a foot or two wide of Rico's right-hand upright. That could have been the sealer as far as Liverpool were concerned. The ball forward here, Can falls almost into his own bench there, and there's a bit of silliness there. He runs past the Sevilla player, who drops to the floor rather dramatically. There may have been a little nudge, but nothing more at all. And the referee, I think, has just come over, telling him to get on with the game, and I think he's dealing with it. I think there is going to be a yellow card for Can, but I don't think there's anything that at all, other than a little bit of silliness for Can for getting involved in the first place.
Yeah, maybe you could say, you know, don't get involved with it. I just think Sevilla have have almost got into that mode now of trying to almost persuade the referee with a little bit of vocal jeering from the pitch to see if they can get a key decision to go their way. If anything, if they keep on moaning that way, the referee's probably going to ignore them.
Yeah, he's heard worse, I'm sure, in Dortmund and other places. There's the ball forward here, down the right-hand side. Flick inside from Correa, looking through the centre, but nobody there in a white shirt that time, and Salah can clear it away to Firmino on halfway, who tries to get it forward. He was looking for Salah, but it dropped behind him. Mane then loses possession, and off comes Sevilla again, down that left-hand side. Good work from Gomez, though. This time he pushes away the substitute, Muriel, and clears it downfield, but that's a poor clearance in the end from Liverpool, not from Gomez. It was from Lovren in the end, who couldn't get it clear, and straight away the ball comes back. Correa gone out wide this time to try and find space. He'll look for an opportunity to get it into the area. He can't. Liverpool have reset their defence and got themselves back. They're appealing for offside. That's never going to come, since there's three players in the centre at least playing the Sevilla man onside, rather out wide. Long ball over the top, too far though this time, and it skims away from Mercado and runs behind for a goal kick.
Napoli 2, Shakhtar 0 now in Naples. I think there's a better setup of Liverpool's back four since James Milner's come on. It's more of a rigid, straight line. Gomez in particular, the last 10 or 15 minutes has been excellent at right back. But you were mentioning one for the goalkeepers union. I'll make one for the defenders union now, because I think Liverpool need to make the ball stick up top a bit more. Firmino has been guilty of little flicks and tricks up on halfway where they can really do with him holding up the ball and just buying a bit of time for the defenders, because the ball's coming back too quickly.
Keep it simple should be the mantra for the last 7 minutes of this game. Sevilla 2, Liverpool 3. It was 3-0 to Liverpool. 2 goals from Ben Yedder, he said, in the second half, bringing them back into it. Looks like Real Madrid have declared against Apple Nicosia at 6-0, which is probably enough. Leipzig look like they've done the same, 4-1 up away at Monaco as well, as Sevilla come forward now, looking to get the ball into the area. They've got plenty of players forward, but there's plenty of defenders back. Look like there might be a handball there by Sarabia, but it's cleared away anyway down towards the halfway line. That's Napoli now 3-0 up against Shakhtar. That one's done and dusted as well in Italy. No great surprises, I suppose, with that one. As a good break down the left-hand side this time. Good ball back as well. Oh, he just had to stretch too far. Was it Correa in the penalty area? Still not properly cleared by Liverpool, as Sevilla almost had the opportunity to at least get a strike on target. Here comes Pizarro out wide on the right-hand side. He has support behind him, this time from Banega. A long raking ball over to the far side. Salah loses the flight of the ball, and it arrives at the Sevilla man's feet. I think it's Correa again who's gone out wide now. It looks like Muriel's gone into a more central position. Correa on that left-hand side. The ball played through again, surely an offside. Yep, flag's gone up this time. And Sarabia trying to find space through the centre, but he'd gone a couple of yards too early.
Indeed, and I think that's been a bit of a problem in this second half for Sevilla. They've just been over-eager, and they've caught themselves offside on a number of occasions. It's not necessarily Liverpool doing anything special to catch them offside, it's just that they've been too quick to go, and the linesman's been spot on again there with a decision. Flag has gone up against them, and Liverpool, quite understandably, taking their time over every set piece now.
You need to take the time as well. So there might be another substitution left. There is for Liverpool, isn't there? Can't quite see who it is who's coming on, but there's certainly a player just coming out of the bench there with the kit on and the jumper off, and the fourth official has come to the side of the field as well. We haven't seen who it is yet, just for the moment. Might be Oxlade-Chamberlain, I wonder, perhaps, to come on. Somebody with a bit of Champions League experience, of course, maybe just to try and close this one out again for Liverpool, as the opposition, though, Pizarro, have it in possession here for Sevilla. Has to go backwards though. Banega's had to drop deep to try and find space. Pizarro has it again, but there's nowhere to go for Sevilla again. Now that they can't break forward with Liverpool sitting so deep and condensing the space, and it is Oxlade-Chamberlain who will come to the side of the field, and he will replace Salah, which is no great surprise, I suppose, from that point of view. Oxlade-Chamberlain, a much more able defensive player than Salah.
Far be it from me to suggest that tell Jurgen Klopp what to do, but I would have probably taken Firmino off. I just think You can maybe push Mane or Salah through the middle. It would cause a bit more problems, the ball over the top, and then put Oxlade-Chamberlain into the midfield. As it is, he's decided that Salah's the man to go.
I just wonder if he's giving a bit of support to Gomez as well down the right-hand side, maybe, and that might be why he's gone for that change. As you say, the obvious one would be Firmino, and the referee making it quite clear here that he's stopped the watch while all this is happening, because Liverpool are taking a good 5 minutes over a throw-in as well. But when you're 3-2 up away from home at Seville, who haven't lost for 25 games at home, I think that's a sensible strategy from Liverpool. Here comes Firmino trying to find space in the penalty area. He almost does so as well as the ball spins away. He eventually works to Chan, finds Mane inside the box. He's been forced wide in the end down the left-hand side of the penalty area. He tries to step back inside, and in the end he wins a throw-in. Good play from Mane around the penalty area. Again, it's Milner who will come up to take it. 3 different footballs to choose from. Eventually he picks one and will throw it in towards the penalty area for Firmino to hold it up. It could break for Mane. It has inside the box. He goes down under the challenge. Referee has a look at it. Play continues though as Milner puts it across, and he's got a point there. He pushes it towards the far post where he thought, I think it's Oxlade-Chamberlain, would make a run towards that far post, and he didn't. The Ox stood still and the chance disappeared.
Yeah, should have done. Should have made a burst. Liverpool have got numbers back here, but Sevilla are on the break forward. Vasquez played it inside, and he didn't really make the most of that, Steve.
No, it was poor really in the end, wasn't it? Say Vasquez and Sarabia not on the same wavelengths. The challenge comes in from Sevilla in the form of Mercado, but he's pulled for handball this time. The ball spun away. He says not, inevitably. We see a replay again of Mane into the box. Was this a foul? Didn't see much in it really. May have been a slight pull back on the arm by Geis, but no.
No, not enough. And also Liverpool followed up and won the ball, so I can understand the referee playing on, even if he did have doubts in his mind about the decision. They do look tired, Sevilla, and Liverpool have just got to not be silly here and give anything stupid away, because at the moment they do look like they've run the race the home side a little bit. They've just got to try and keep the ball here, Liverpool, as best as possible.
Don't like to say, but they seem to have run out of ideas at the moment as Sevilla come forward again down the right-hand side. It'll be out of play eventually for a Sevilla throw-in.
Manchester City have just scored to take the lead against Feyenoord.
That wasn't what I was reacting to off air there, but anyway, ball forward down the inside right channel. The ball has run out of play for a throw-in. Raheem Sterling it is with the goal on 89 minutes for Manchester City 1, Feyenoord 0. That was the only game without a goal so far. 3-2 in our game for Liverpool. Napoli 3-0 up. Leipzig 4-1 up at Monaco. Real Madrid 6-1 up at Nicosia. And Tottenham 2-1 up at Borussia Dortmund. So only 2 teams in the same group, Manchester City and Napoli, are holding it up for the home sides so far this evening. The afternoon games, Spartak Moscow 1, Maribor 1 in this group, and Besiktas 1, Porto 1 in the other groups as well in the early kickoffs. He says, because I can't remember which group that is off the top of my head. Ball forward this time, looking for Correa again, but it's cleared away up towards the halfway line. But a free kick's been given for the challenge by Correa. We're ticking towards the final seconds of the 90. There will be a bit of stoppage time to be played. Shouldn't be too much, though. Not injuries, just substitutions and delays, really.
I'll go for the average 3 minutes.
3 minutes, yeah. So, yeah, the Champions League 3, as it seems to be, seems to have to be in that sense. But
I was just thinking, they've had 3 subs as well, haven't they? Yeah, so 3 subs for both teams. Actually, 4 minutes is going to be added on here.
Well, you're nearly right, as the ball is chested down inside. There was a little bit of time wasting going on, and a couple of things for the referee to deal with as well during this second half. Maybe that's why. The ball is cleared downfield towards Mane. He has it taken off him, though. Clearance downfield by Sevilla, deflects up in the air. Has to be dealt with by Klavan this time.
The 2 centre-halves have done pretty well.
Yes.
Lovren and Klavan dealt with everything that's been thrown at them, really. Couldn't really blame them for the goals. Again, 2 mistakes from Moreno, and he's been getting some praise recently for much better performances, but he's still liable to drop a high-profile clanger from time to time.
I'll be hoping his side can dig him out of this one, though. At the moment, they still lead by 3 goals to 2. Ball down the line looking for Mane, but it's cleared away again. But it's a rather hopeless ball downfield. Hopeful and hopeless in that sense from Sevilla, as Henderson does basically the same for Liverpool at the other end, trying to give his defence a bit of a breather, and they will get one because of good pressing further forward by Oxlade-Chamberlain, but it has left a slight gap behind him. Fortunately, he's got the pace and the energy, having come on as substitute late on, to be able to get back and block off the opportunity for Sevilla down their left-hand side. He is Nzonzi dropping in deep, hasn't really been a factor in this game at all, Stephen Nzonzi. As eventually it's cleared downfield, headed away from Correa by Gomez. Back to the feet though of Sevilla again, and Lovren almost turned just outside the penalty area, but he manages to react to it and win the ball back for Liverpool. We're a minute and a half into stoppage time. Sevilla have possession, but it's inside their own half of the field as they look for the last-minute equaliser. They conceded in the first 2 minutes for the goal from Firmino. They need to try and do kind of the mirror image of that to get a point here, Sevilla, out of this game. So they have possession again with Pizarro, but he's nowhere to go this time. Good pressing from Liverpool. It's rather pedestrian from Sevilla. No real sense of urgency. That's a better ball into the centre though this time. A rather dramatic fall to the ground, but actually it's broke away. Shot comes in. It's deflected in the end and behind for a corner. It fell to Geis, who's pushed himself further forward as the second half has gone on into its latter stages, and he wins the corner kick from the deflected shot. The corner will come in from the left-hand side for Sevilla. Everybody forward, virtually apart from the keepers. It's lifted in towards into the 6-yard box. Comes off the head of Clever. Shot comes in. Equaliser for Sevilla. Would you believe it? I just said that he hadn't been involved at all. I think it's Pizarro's got the final shot in. It is. And out of nothing, Sevilla have got the equaliser. They've pushed and pushed in this second half, and they've found a space. Fury for the Liverpool supporters. A roll of the eyes from one of them in the away end. Jurgen Klopp just stares out onto the field. The whole bench is off for Sevilla onto the pitch. It's 3-3 with a minute of stoppage time still to go.
Well, Liverpool will be ruining that there because they had the opportunity to get it clear before the corner was given, by the way. They should have got it clear on the edge of their own area. They didn't. Shot got a deflection. It was the only way Sevilla really were going to get a third goal from a set piece, because they looked to have run out of ideas, run out of steam, but ultimately that is what has led to the equalising goal. It fell to him in the area and he's prodded it home. It's Sevilla 3, Liverpool 3. The fight back is complete from the home side. A corner from the far side was swung in. Liverpool weren't able to clear it properly. It fell to Pizarro inside the penalty area. He had one touch and then stabbed a left-footed shot through a crowd of players. Karius couldn't quite see the ball coming through. It's gone low past his left hand, and Sevilla have fought back from 3-0 down at half-time to level matters. It's Sevilla 3, Liverpool 3 in the dying moments.
Looks like that will be about it. We have played the 4 minutes. There will be a little bit of time. There's lots of paper being thrown onto the field by the Sevilla supporters in celebration of their equalising goal. The officials round the outside trying to tidy up the pitch a little so the final few moments of this game can be played. Surprisingly, the contrasting emotions being shown by our director. Liverpool supporters, stunned silence. Sevilla fans with their scarves above their head, waving them around. Enjoy the way that their side has battled back in the second half. It was 3-0 at the break. 3-3 it ended. We see a replay again of the goal. Pizarro couldn't take it down properly when the ball bounced to him, but he managed to control it enough to be able to stretch out. Got his foot to it. Karius left stranded by the number of players in front of him in the end. Couldn't really see the ball coming through, and it bobbled past him into the net. The celebrations from Eduardo Berizzo on the sideline. We are now back underway in this game with seconds left to go as Liverpool try and push forward again. It's just, well, half cleared by Sevilla, straight up in the air. Mane's header across field is cleared before Liverpool can get a chance to get in the penalty area. Off comes Sevilla now forward. They're still throwing players forward. Correa down the left-hand side. He stayed onside this time. No, he hasn't again. And again, it's frustration for Sevilla. How many times have we seen that in this second half? He should have stayed onside and created a good opportunity and failed to do so as Manchester City win by 1-0 against Feyenoord. Full time in that game at the Etihad. City therefore win the group. in their group of things. This time it's more difficult for Liverpool now. A win would have taken them through. As it stands, the group will continue on as it's picked up by Sevilla, but that's the full-time whistle. No, it's a handball. In fact, the referee has given. I thought everybody was turning away then in celebration, but it was a handball. So there will be one last chance for Sevilla to throw the ball. Well, it would have been. The referee has now blown the final whistle before the free kick can be taken. 6 minutes of stoppage time to be played. A dramatic night in Spain. It's finished Sevilla 3, Liverpool 3.